Hi, my name is Bavesh and I'm an engineer here at National Instruments. Today I'd like to introduce you to the National Instruments Educational Laboratory Virtual Instrumentation Suite, also known as NI elvis. NI elvis is an all-in-one measurement and instrumentation platform, which includes 12 instruments that you'll use in your classroom and laboratory. This includes a 100 megasample per second oscilloscope on the NI elvis 2 Plus, a digital multimeter, function generator, variable power supply, dynamic signal analyzer, Bode analyzer, 2 and 3 wire current voltage analyzer, arbitrary waveform generator, digital reader and digital writer, and finally an impedance analyzer. On this video today, I'll be giving you a short introduction on how you use the NI elvis, and we'll follow this up with a number of resources that are available to you both on this USB stick as well as online to be able to get started with NI elvis that much easier. NI elvis provides educators and students with an easy-to-use platform to help facilitate teaching as well as learning fundamental concepts in measurements, instrumentation, circuits, as well as a host of other application areas. We'll be talking about those application areas shortly. Let's begin by looking at the protoboard. The protoboard is where we build the various circuits on the NI elvis. Once we've done that, we can actually start taking measurements from the platform through the data acquisition device. What we can see here is a small circuit I've already started, an inverting amplifier. Let's go ahead and finish that off by adding one more resistor. Once you've added the resistor, what you'll be able to see are the various wires that connect this circuit right here to the various input and outputs on our protoboard. As we mentioned earlier, what this will now allow us to do is start taking advantage of those instruments that the NI elvis has built into it. Once we've built our circuit, we can plug our protoboard into the NI elvis as we have here, and then we're ready to start actually taking measurements. Once we've plugged in our NI elvis via USB into our laptop, we're ready to switch it on. We click the two power switches. If we take a look at our PC, we can now see the NI elvis MX instrument launcher. This allows us to open up soft front panels which will control various things on our elvis as well as visualize data that we want to see. For example, one of the things that we have connected to our inverting amplifier circuit is a source, in this case a function generator. If we go to our instrument launcher, we'll see the Fgen control, and as I double click, I'll open up my function generator. Next, I want to be able to visualize what I'm seeing from my inverting amplifier. For this, I'll double click on scope and open up my oscilloscope. With these two instruments, I'll now be able to not only control what's happening on my NI elvis, but I'll also be able to see what the response is like. So if I go to my function generator and hit the run button, I now have a 100 Hz signal at 1 volt peak to peak running through my inverting amplifier. If I go to my oscilloscope, I now need to select the sources or the inputs from where all of my measurements are coming from. So if I go to source and select AI0 and source AI1, we'll now be able to view both the input as well as the output from my inverting amplifier circuit. I enable both channels and I hit run. And just like that, we can see our inverting amplifier circuit running on our PC. I can hit the auto scale button just to see that data in a little bit more of an easy way. So in just a few short steps, we've been able to build a circuit on our protoboard, plug it into the NI elvis, and then take measurements on our PC. It's just that simple for you as an educator to be able to facilitate measurements, instrumentation, and circuit theory in the hands of your students. But what if you're a professor that's teaching other application areas, for example, controls or digital electronics? We can still use the NI elvis platform for those types of courses. All we need to do is switch off the NI elvis, unplug our protoboard, and we can plug in expansion boards for your specific application. For example, we have the DE FPGA board, or Digital Electronics board, from National Instruments. This board has a Xilinx FPGA on it that we can program, and then when we plug that into our NI elvis through the PCI connection, we're now able to take measurements off of that board and visualize that on our PC, just as we've done in the measurements and circuits example. I hope this initial introduction to NI-elvis has been helpful in getting you started with your brand new measurement platform. On the USB key you now have, you'll find a number of other resources that will help you learn more about NI-elvis. For example, a guided tour of the platform. You also have a video that will show you how to integrate NI-elvis into your circuits classroom through the use of NI Multisim, our circuits teaching environment. You'll also gain access to a vast array of curriculum that will allow you to start integrating NI-elvis into your courses and your laboratories that much easier. All of that content is free. Thank you again for joining us today to learn more about NI-elvis.